Welcome to In Black. I know we were gone for 1 week, so I hope our audience catches on and realize we are on tonight. And we have a topic that I don't think is so scary, but I'm not sure what the panel thinks. I guess we'll find out, right? So tonight's topic is what scares us, real fears in the Black queer community. This topic is possibly going to be the hardest topic to speak about out of all the things we've said because it's hard at times to admit our fears and to face them. So I am excited to have this conversation with my favorite people within the LGBTQ plus community. As usual, I am your host, Peirrce Peach, and if you don't know, and everything shared here are the views and thoughts of our panelists, not necessarily of IME Inc.'s. So I'm going to bring on the two panelists that were brave enough to show up and talk about being in fear. Hi, y'all.
Hey,
Hey, what's good? What's going on?
I seen
So
Drake
this
say he's running late though. He said he's
yeah,
running
Dre is coming on. This topic, but you know, let's discuss the topic. Is this when you saw it come into our community chat for In Black? Did this topic throw you back? Like, oh wait, what?
a little bit, but it needs to be talked about. So I'm glad it's being presented so we can talk about it. But it did bring me a little back, a little bit. Yeah, it did. I'm like, wow, long question.
I actually paused when I read it. Um, it's one of the first topics that I really had to like really sit back and think about. Not saying that the rest of our topics are lightweight, but this seems to be the one because we normally like what 6, 7 deep.
Yeah,
We normally like 6, 7 deep, and you know,
right,
the three of us and Dre said he's on his way.
right.
That's half of the panel we normally have. So I think that this particular topic carries a lot of weight that a lot of people are not
Mhm.
strong enough to just go head up with.
Right.
Fears is something that, especially in the black community, we are raised to be strong and never show any weakness.
Hmm.
So we don't discuss our. It's not normal for brown skin, dark skin. It's not normal for black people to sit up and talk about their fears.
Right.
That's something that we normally do not do. So I'm ready to get in though. I'm ready to get mixy with this topic, bro.
Okay, so we're gonna all, I guess we're brave enough to put down the strong black facade that we were taught to have, fear nothing, at least outwardly. Inside, fear it and come home and cry and break down to
Yeah.
yourself,
To yourself.
not even necessarily with your partner, to
Hmm.
yourself. That's amazing
Mm.
that we are raised that way. How do we heal and how do we even build bonds like that? Who truly knows you if they don't know your strengths, weaknesses, what makes you happy, what makes you afraid?
Hmm.
Are you truly being yourself with the person that you're with? So,
And honestly, in the times that we live in, being yourself isn't a normal thing anymore. Like people are more inclined to engage with something fictional or something that is light.
Hmm.
People don't really like to deal with heavy subjects anymore. People don't even like to have discussions. If you have a serious discussion with people, they get a threat. They get threatened. They feel attacked. So
hey,
let's get with
King.
it.
All right. So, the first question, I'm just going to go light with this one and then we'll kind of wait for Dre to pop on for the heavier ones. Have you ever feared your own thoughts or feelings about your identity? Just thinking about who you are, Your sexual orientation, your identity. Did you have any fears, fearful thoughts, anything?
Is that like overall or now?
I
Since when you first,
overall,
yeah,
Mm, You want me to go, Tim? I
it's up to you. I mean,
no, I no that question. I can't even answer that because I don't have any. Never have. Like maybe when I was coming out, I might have had some fears, um, because again, when you come out to your family, but as far as like other people and that I didn't know or people that I didn't care about, but the fears that I dealt with were like my own people coming up to me, calling me names because how I dress and how I carry myself. I didn't get that from the other people. I got that from my own people. So, but the fears that I had, like I said, were just being trying to be comfortable and coming out and hoping that I was accepted or that didn't get beat up or killed being who I wanted to be, because I know a few people that I grew up with back in the day when I was young. They got killed being a lesbian, and
mm,
that was my biggest fear. But it was always my people that were the ones coming after each other. So that was the only feel that I had, was just being myself and being comfortable in my skin and not have to worry about looking behind my back or getting killed because I want to be who I am. But that was the only fear I had.
mm. Tim,
yeah. Most of my fears were in the beginning. Those normal fears that you have when you finally start to realize that, hey, I'm attracted to my girlfriend and I'm attracted to my girlfriend's brother. And I had I didn't I felt like it was just me. I felt like there was nobody else in the whole world that was this way. And I didn't have anyone to talk to. I didn't have an outlet. I didn't have people to talk to see if they were going through the same thing. Um, and just the fear was just tremendous because my mother really did not play that, but she had gay friends,
Yeah.
and I couldn't understand why she could accept them, but she couldn't accept that for somebody in her immediate, not her child, not her brother, not her sister, not her uncle. But the friends are cool, so it's cool for them to be that way. And that put a lot of stress. That it just, and then when I found out I was a father, it was I had experience watching my other gay friends' kids go through a lot of trauma from being teased about how their parents' life was. So I had fears of, oh my gosh, like what is this going to do to how is this going to affect my daughter? You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing my other gay friends. I'm seeing how their lifestyle affects their child and their child's upbringing. And some of these kids were traumatized about choices that weren't even theirs. And then it's a whole matter of the life that I lived, the life that I started to live before my daughter was born. Now, I'm I'm into this. I'm being honest with everybody, but I need to protect my child. And that was a huge, huge fear, to the point where the years that I had her with me, I completely withdrew away from the gay lifestyle because I didn't want any of that to affect my child, because she didn't do what I was doing. I did what I was doing. I didn't feel like it was proper for her life to be uncomfortable because of the choices that I was making. Okay. Then 17, I finally told her the truth. And she absolutely did not take it well. She didn't take it well at all. Um, She actually moved to Texas with her mother. So now I'm trying to get a grasp on my sexuality. A whole relationship has been destroyed. How do I live my life now? And that was a fear where it should have been, okay, I've told everybody that needs to know. I don't have to quote unquote hide anymore. It just, bro, in the beginning, in the beginning, when you're in this lifestyle and you're adjusting to all the people that you're losing, and you're saying goodbye to people that you thought that would always be there. You're saying goodbye to relatives that you always thought would be there, and you don't know when there's ever going to be sanity again in your life. It's you got all of these losses, you got all these people changing on you.
Mhm.
You're trying to be secure in who you are with all of these different emotions pulling you all these different directions. So I mean, coming out is the hugest fear that I ever experienced in this lifestyle. Now, my fears as a 50-year-old man, because I'm about to step into 50,
Mhm.
my fears as a 50-year-old man are totally different. My fears as a 50-year-old man are actually for the youth, because they have more at their disposal, and I'm not coming at them in a negative way. I'm just stating facts. Today's youth has more at their disposal than any generation of LGBTQIA people ever. They have more advantages, they have more resources, but yet they are so broken. And it's something that worries me when I'm out in public. It's something that worries me every now and then when I'll venture into a club, because a lot of these kids are so engulfed in the lifestyle that they are not paying attention to what's going on in the world around them.
Right.
And they are so wrapped up in their traumas like a blanket that they're missing the things that they are going to need to survive their growth into an adult, because times are about to change, and you see what's happening in the world now.
Mhm.
They're taking everything that we work towards, and this is for both the black community and the LGBTQIA community.
Mhm.
They're taking everything that we ever worked for, and they're discarding it, they're scrapping it, they're erasing it. So the future for the young people in our community, that is my hugest fear in 2025.
Yeah.
Bigger than coming out.
Yeah.
No, not bigger than coming out, but it's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. That it terrifies me thinking about what these kids are going to have to experience, and the things that the freedoms that they're going to lose, that they're not going to understand, that we had to live without those freedoms and protections when we were growing up.
Yeah.
And I don't think the young people are going to be able to take it the way we did when they have to experience all of the protections and organizations that they have being taken away, and having to live like we had to live before all these resources were available, before the internet was a thing, you
Yep.
know?
Yeah.
That's my biggest fear.
I thank y'all both for being so candid here. And I think this topic is actually deeper than what I thought it was. So now I understand why people didn't want to
But
dive into it.
hmm
But
hmm
before I answer it, inside the comment section, if you are watching and you are part of the community and you are in black, please feel free to click the link and come up on the panel and join us and share your thoughts and your experiences. Tonight, I believe we're going to reach people in a way that we probably haven't reached them on any other show. So, my fears, Tim, I mean, you really hit on
Yeah, right.
so many of them.
A
The
lot of
first
them.
one was with my kids. But I kind of sum it up to limitation. I had a strong feeling that I didn't want to come out because I didn't want to limit my life. And when I say
Mm.
limit my life, I meant with my children. I didn't want them to be exposed to the limitations of my lifestyle. I have always been afraid to travel as my authentic self because it's just that fear that I'm gonna get in a foreign country and something's going to happen to me because I didn't do enough research to know where I'm going. Um, it's the fear of not being able to just openly and freely show up in a work environment around a water cooler and share my excitement about my love and my life and my chosen family. You know, it's just all the limitations that I conjured up in my mind about this lifestyle. So that is one of my fears. Another one of my fears, and again, Tim, you kind of harped on it all. My greatest fear is us being placed back into the DSM. I cannot live in a world where we are considered um, mentally incapable, like with a psychological disorder,
Mhm.
and we're being rounded up like cattle and placed into institutions, and we're being poked and prodded with electrodes, experiencing ice baths, conversion therapy tactics. I'm sorry. So that is one of my fears. That's why, the creation of I Am Me to connect us with allies was important to me because I felt like if people kind of could gain an understanding, maybe not like us, but just respect who we are,
Mhm.
then maybe we wouldn't fall so far back. But I feel like the world is determined to take us there anyway.
Right.
And again, like Tim said, I don't feel like the youth are prepared to tackle that because it's going to take all of us. And I
Hmm.
think they're too busy partying. I think they're too busy with their rainbow flags. I just think they don't believe that anything can happen to them because they're young and they are invincible. Um,
Mhm.
and that's those are my fears in a nutshell. But yeah, going back
I
into the
would,
psychiatric manual, it scares me. It makes me cringe for us. I hate that space for us.
yeah. I see so many of I see so many young LGBTQ youth with heavy mental and depression issues. Just a block away from me, there's a young gay guy, and when he got into the scene, he was really like a clean cut guy, and he really wanted to fit in, and he dove into the drugs head on. And I see this guy every other day walking around in dirty sweatpants and dirty t-shirts, talking to himself, digging in the trash. And just 4 years ago, that young man wasn't like that. He was a very sharp young man. And I see so much of that in Philadelphia that is terrifying. These kids aren't starting off on marijuana. They're not even starting off on cocaine. These kids are starting off on junky drugs, heavy drugs. And it just scares me. It really scares me. And you can't it's very hard to do anything for them because I tried, and it was just heartbreaking, just watching a person destroy themselves and they just have gotten to the point, either from how the drugs have affected them mentally, or just their esteem just going so far down that they will not let you help them. And it's things like that terrifies me. Just watching these, how many of these kids are that are out here like that now, that terrifies me. Because when I was younger, you would see like groups, but you wouldn't see flocks, and it's flocks of kids that are out here like that now. This
Yeah.
shit hurts my heart. It really does.
Well,
See these fears.
yep.
So my next question. Hmm. Are there parts of your identity that you've ever felt afraid to fully express? And
Oh.
why? Let's go with Tim.
Donna, you want to? I mean, because I'm gonna be a while. So Donna, you want to go first?
Yeah, you know me. When it comes to all that, I'm like, all I want to do is travel. But you saying that my identity. Can you let me know what you mean by that again? When it comes to
Any
like, I
parts
have
of
any
your
kind of
identity
fear?
or orientation that you are afraid to express, just express publicly, just like, is it something that you hide about yourself, something
No,
that you
because I
hold
can't.
back?
I can't. That no, I would never do that to myself. Because if that's the case, I would be wearing dresses and high heels and disguising as a feminine woman. Me, I have my short hair cut. I wear my boy clothes or my sneakers, my hat to the back, my bebop walk, um, even to down to what I drive is masculine. So no, I would never. Nope. I would never disguise my identity for nobody. I would never fear my identity, and I would never mask my identity because why? I mean, why people don't want to be true to themselves? Why they gotta worry about people on the outside that don't do nothing for nobody out there do anything for me? So why would I worry about covering up for somebody that I don't care about, that don't care about me? I'm gonna be myself just like they be themselves. They out there doing themselves, being themselves. Why do I have to change up my identity and cover my identity for anybody? I shouldn't have to do that. It doesn't make sense. I mean, what is the purpose of somebody that like I'm a masculine centered woman? What sense it in me to go out in the street and try to act feminine or be feminine when that's not me. That's not how I get down. That's not how I'm comfortable. So no, I'm not even worried about that. I'm me. I don't care about the what the world think about me. I don't.
Thank you, Donna. Tim.
Mine is, it's that, but it's the opposite.
Mm,
I I always show who I am. This is always Tim. This is Tim with my gay friends. This is Tim with my straight friends.
me too.
This is Tim at work. This is Tim.
Yeah.
But Tim is an entertainer, and Tim does drag. And people cannot comprehend the difference between an entertainer and a lifestyle choice.
Right.
And I cannot date in my own city because they are convinced that Tim is the act and Shantae is the real person.
Wow. How?
I had a friend of mine that is trans. And that's why when she said this shit to me, I couldn't even respond, and I got a sharp tongue. She said, I see Tim and Shantae Fox as two totally different people. And this huge motherfucking, I could feel the question mark burning over top of my fucking head, but my mouth wouldn't move. And I just wanted to say, you silly bitch, how you think, how in your mind can you rationalize that we're two different people, bitch? You know I'm in here at all times. I don't leave this motherfucker. It's just changed on the outside. I just painted the motherfucking car. I didn't change the motor or the engine or none of the exhaust, nothing. How do you, silly bitch, determine that it's two different motherfucking people? I'm sorry if I just channeled my inner Cat Williams just for a couple of minutes because I needed to say that shit out loud so that I could hear and it would register with my brain. And after I heard it, it made me upset all over again because how could somebody that old be that fucking stupid? And you're transitioning. That's what put the spin on the ignorance because you are a whole transition from one sex to another. So
Right.
I just, everything that you just said out of your mouth, just, girl, child. So, I mean, it's very much when I go out, our community likes to try people.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to add that additional spin on top of this. As I've been doing drag for 31 years, but for 13 years of that, I was a bouncer and a boxer.
Wow.
So my whole life is a contradiction as far as the gay lifestyle is concerned. And people are always trying to put me into a box, and I don't fit into any of those fucking boxes. Add up all the things that I just told you, I don't fit into a box.
Right.
So going out for me is stressful because you have all these different, especially the young ones, that want to be the first person to try you. They want to be the first person to beat you. And then you have the drags. They want to be the first one. They want to be the one that tries you. They want to be the one that beats you. They want to be the one that embarrasses you. And then you have the dating pool of people who are very attracted to you, but they're so scared of what everybody is going to think. Because there's an old saying in the gay lifestyle, you never let a drag on your back. And people live by that shit.
Wow.
So here I am, a grown, hardworking, intelligent, attractive, well-endowed, tenacious man. And I can't find anybody because of all of the fucking rumors that are constantly spinning around me.
Oh.
I am not afraid to be who I am.
Me neither.
But the gay lifestyle has punished me for 30 fucking years for not fitting into any of their fucking boxes. I cannot date in my city because they stress the people out that I date so fucking bad
Wow.
that they have to walk off. They won't give anybody attached to me a moment's peace. And you know who the ones are that cause the most fucking problems? They're the ones who like me
Mm-hmm.
and can't have me.
Right.
Or the ones who like me, but their life is so dictated by the lifestyle that they can't bring themselves to talk to me.
Oh.
And my thinking on the whole thing is if you meet this man as everything you want and he makes you happy, and you don't date him because of the opinions of those bitches over there that can't do anything for you that man does, you're a silly bitch. And you deserve to be by your fucking self.
Yeah, it's called.
Now, I don't hide what I do from anybody. When I meet somebody that I'm actually interested in, that's one of the first conversations that I have with them because I need to know that they can take it. because I learned a long time ago what the problem is. Tim is a very desirable man, and
Mhm.
and Shantae Fox contradicts everything about Tim. So when you attracted to this tall, dark drink of water over here, and then you see this over here, and it's a complete contradiction of who that man is, people can't take that.
Right.
And I learned this about 15, 20 years ago. So I understand why some people can't do it, but it's just like I get tortured in our community for being myself.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
I get excluded. I get shunned. And if you actually knew what type of person that people who actually know me think I'm one of the most beautiful, genuine people that they ever met. But for people that are gullible and are easily led, those people never get a chance to experience anything about me because rumor has it everybody already knows who I am. And not one of these fucking people know me. Not one.
Mm-mm.
These kids are too young to even know me. When they came out, I had stopped coming out a decade ago. These kids don't know me.
Right.
So, yeah, mine is that, but it's the opposite.
Oh.
It's not about not being who you are. Mine is I get hell for being who I am
Yeah.
and being strong enough to continue to be who I am,
Mhm.
regardless what a whole fucking city of people thinks of me.
Right.
That takes a lot of motherfucking strength
Hmm.
because at one point in time, they had destroyed my self esteem to the point where I would not come out at
Wow.
all. I don't come out now because I don't need it.
Hmm.
And the scenery has went down so far, I'm not entertained when I go out. But there was a point in time where I didn't go out to anywhere in our community because I got tired of being uncomfortable because of other people's ignorance. People want to walk into in your shoes. People want to be where you are. People want to do the things that they've done, but people don't realize what you've had to endure to get there.
Of course. They want to see now.
You know, they don't understand what you had to do to get there.
Exactly.
That's my answer.
Oh, wow. Wow. It's always our community doing something.
Always. Always.
Oh my God. But I can't believe people can't so people just put you in a box. Oh, you Shantae Moore, so then that means you're trans and you're on the verge of coming out.
That's it. That's it.
It just
That's
can't, you
it.
just like the art
Just be
form.
an entertainer.
And
Just
here's the
Yeah.
thing. Here's the thing. When I first got into this, when I first moved to Philadelphia, it was nothing but trans girls around me. And a lot of those girls sold moans and all of that. There was a point in my career where I was looking so real. Kelly Harper is a legend in the gay community. And Kelly Harper she was known for turning the boys into the dolls. If
Mm.
you understand what I'm saying.
hmm
And there was a point in time where for about a year, Kelly would come to my shows and sit on the front row and offer me invitations to come and get a session done. If I ever wanted to change anything about myself, I've had the resources around me and the people to direct me to that for the entire time that I've been doing this. I have no desire to bleed once a month and have cramps. I don't want to be. I God made me a beautiful man. He
hmm
blessed me with so many things. I would never want to change that.
Right.
I love being Tim. It just people just I don't know, bro. But then when I go other places, I don't have that same experience. When I'm in other cities and other states, and they know the same things that people in my city know,
Oh wow.
I don't have that problem.
The
It's
Delaware.
just in my city.
Mm.
Wow.
I told you I
Wow.
was gonna be a minute, Donna.
That's all
Time
right.
out.
Okay.
Wow. Well, mine sounds so corny now that I listen to Tim's.
Right, right. Like, can't go out.
So, yeah, mine is kind of corny.
Go
I
after.
think in business spaces, my daytime career, I dial down my love for my community. Anybody that knows me knows I have like this extreme love for our community, and it comes out nasty, it comes out strong. And I think in my daytime career, I gotta dial it down because I would lose everything. But that anger is there. It's
Um,
there. When I hear something negative, when I hear some derogatory statement, I just wanna
Right. Yeah.
but I can't because of the space that
Yeah.
I'm in.
right.
So that's where I kind of dial myself down, and even with my affections for smack in those spaces,
Okay.
I dial it down. Um, for example, she picked me up from work
Mhm.
and my patient's brother was outside and thought smack was my father. Oh, your father's here to pick you up. I didn't even correct him. It pissed me
Oh,
off, but I just left it. So,
Smack, do not look
Okay. All right,
oh,
smack.
your father is out here,
Like
Smack.
what?
or either it's your brother's girlfriend. Why does she got on your brother's clothes?
Oh, okay. She clocked. She clocked last kid.
Oh my.
So that's my thing, just dialing down in those spaces.
Right.
Um, but if I had, listen, community, if y'all supported me financially, then I don't have to down. I could turn all the way up on them.
Baby, I would start from the time I walked out my front door, and I'd be verbal the whole way to work. Then when
Right.
I got to work, I would light the building up, blow the roof off, then head back home, still reading on my way back.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God. Oh God. Y'all are crazy. Let me get to this next question. So the next question is, does being visible as a black queer person ever feel dangerous or exhausting? Let's go with Donna.
I can't speak for now, but like I could speak from my past. Yes. But it being exhausting, like exhausting, like tiring to be who I am or being in this life. That's what.
No, not like death. It's just, I'm just tired in
Yeah, like
any
tired of being
situation.
not deaf, but tired of being gay or tired of being a lesbian or exhausted because of how people think of me. No,
The last one.
huh?
The last
The
one.
last one.
How people think of me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I like I said, I don't intertwine with a lot of people. Here in Delaware, like I said, I don't like you say with you, Tim. You're an entertainer. You still entertain, right? Or
I had to take us some time off because of a case with SEPTA. But yeah,
oh, okay. Yeah, it's like I don't really no only time I hang out with people out here or is like some of my friends and most of my friends are in the community. So like I said I have some white friends that I hang out with, but as far as like being exhausted to be or ever thought about that, no, I'm the happiest person. I have no issues. I have no problems. I keep telling you, I'm the most happiest person. I have no drama. I stay away from people that cause drama. My life is complete and wonderful as far as like now. Back in the day, yeah, of course, when you coming out back then, when I was coming out, it was harder back then in my time than it is
Mm.
now. But ever exhausted? Nah, I would never say I was ever exhausted or tired of being who I am. This is how I was born. This is how I was supposed to be. I can't change myself to say, oh, I need to be something else because I was not never meant to be, straight or whatever they quote unquote call straight. But I was never meant to be. So I would never. No, I can't even answer that really to the full extent because, like I said, my life now so is wonderful. I have no nothing. I love my life. I,
Thank you, Donna.
yeah,
Tim.
nothing.
I would stress. Well, I mean, I just explained it to you. Stressful, yeah. Um,
Poor
but
Tim.
I've gotten to the point where now
Oh gosh.
I'm a lot more reserved with it. When I come out, I'm comfortable in my own space. Um, unless they go too far with the little silly shit they do, I kind of just act like they not there, and I go about my business. And when people actually see that you really aren't entertaining their bullshit, they stop and they go on about their business. But it's just annoying as hell to not be able to just go out and just have a good time. It's always got to be one person that is going to make me want to slap the shit out of them in that club.
Yeah, see, I
So
love.
I don't go out. So I don't go out. And
Wow.
here's the crazy thing. It's certain ones of them that got tons of footage of me performing over the years. And they invite these entertainers over and they have these parties and they watch parties and they study me and they have their fuck it, they have the kids that they're bringing up under them study me. And when I go out to these shows, the same people that get throwing me shade and not giving me any life are wearing costumes like mine, doing my motherfucking dance steps, and throwing me shade. It's, they were like, "You don't perform much in Philadelphia." No, bitch, I do not. It would be a lot of fucking bodies if I performed in Philadelphia on a regular. That's why I travel from state to state
Right.
because people don't know you. They see you, your entertainment value. You go in there, you give them a quality show. They give you your money. You go home.
Right.
It's just really fucking stressful to not be able to go out in the gay community and have a good fucking time. I
Right.
always got to be on guard because I don't know what type of silly shit is going to fly from around the corner, and that's not a good time. That's never a good time.
No, you don't want that. You want to go out and
I
have a
didn't see you at Pride. I didn't see what. Nope, bitch, you ain't going to.
right.
And people think that I'm the type of person that always wants to fight, when in all actuality, people are always fucking with me.
Right.
And there's a huge difference. But these people have seen me in these fucking clubs when I was a bouncer, and they know what I'm capable of.
Right.
Why would you fuck with me?
People
Because
try.
you want me to go to jail.
Hmm.
Oh my God.
Poor Tim.
It is. It is. I'm not going to get any peace in my life, and I'm not going to meet anybody of value until I get out of this city. And
Right.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it
Good.
because I mean, like, it's proven that when I go to other places, like, people just see Tim and they just see Tim.
Right.
And then when you go further south you go, the boys don't have a problem with drag. They actually love that shit.
Hmm.
You go down south where that shit is really big, you don't have the problems that you have up north.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the fact that Trump was in office, I'd be down south right now.
Right.
But but the South is not the safest place for black men, period.
Let's
And
hold that for the next question.
Oh,
with Trump in the office, it's even less safe for us down south. So I've been staying put until we get his ass out of office. But
yeah.
go
All right, eh? So for me, I don't see it being dangerous for myself being who I am because I guess I walk around looking like I look like a normal woman. I'm not a
Mhm.
masculine centered. So, but I do
hmm
feel like it's dangerous for masculine centered women and
feminine men.
feminine men. Yeah, I am afraid for you all, especially during these times. But it is very, very exhausting.
Mhm.
It's exhausting being me because I don't outwardly look like I'm a part of the community. And then when heterosexual people figure it out, it is
Mhm.
exhausting
It is.
answering the millions and billions of questions.
Right. Like
Um, Especially the sexual ones. Are you on the bottom? Do you do the stuff that the masculine ones do?
that's too crazy.
How does it work out? Um, how do you feel? I feel alive. I'm breathing. I'm not in pain. It's like what
We like dollar every question.
how is the relationship with a woman? It's just like you talking to a man. I don't know. So that part is very exhausting. And then the piece of me being pansexual, which I'm attracted to hearts. What is it? Hearts, not parts.
Right.
Mhm.
Having to explain myself to the lesbian community. You're not really part of the community. If you did, you would have this designation. You'll be a lesbian. You're like a masculine center one. You wouldn't be attracted to anyone else within the community. You wouldn't be attracted to men. I find that very exhausting. And the other piece um is just the fact of being pansexual and people believing that you have to sleep with everyone that comes in front of you. And
Mhm.
I've been in a committed relationship for 8 years and I have never cheated on her. So
Right.
pansexual does not mean I want to sleep with everybody all at once because I can't control myself. And for the ignorant people that told me you're pansexual doesn't mean you sleep with pots and pans. No, it does not.
Oh God.
Mhm. Well, damn.
Oh,
Yeah, you know how homophobes get.
sometimes.
So it can be very exhausting when you don't look like you're, and I know Tim understands, when you
Oh
don't look
yeah.
like you're a part of the community, it,
hmm
it is exhausting. It's sort of like you got to
It is.
explain yourself.
But see, here's what I started doing. I started no, don't ask, don't tell. I keep my preference out of my job. And the reason why I had to start keeping my preference out of my job is because when men find out that you fuck around, they immediately think you after their asshole.
Right. Exactly. And not even like that.
And the ones that really think this way are the ones that no fucking body in the world will be attracted to.
Hallelujah, because the women
And
are the same. They might
and
be looking
I
at my
mean,
butt. What?
I would be less offended if it was somebody that I could actually be attracted to that thought that I was the fuck after them. But you look like I gotta dip you in Listerine and fucking bleach. I wouldn't touch you with somebody else's hand. That
Oh,
is just, I mean, and it's just, and then you get the when they walk by, then they want to turn around and look real fast to see if you're looking at. Nope, I'm not. Nope, you're not attractive. And I literally tell people that when they start doing too much, like you can relax because you're not attractive.
Right.
I have a level of taste, and you don't even make the bottom of the fucking bar,
Yeah.
and it just makes your work environment uncomfortable, and
Mhm.
then they try to find ways to get rid of you. And I experienced that a lot when I was open about my sexual preference on jobs.
What
The
about them trying
men,
to get you to join all the queer groups
nope,
that they have?
nope,
I get
nope,
invited
I
to
don't,
all of the groups. Join
nope, I
this
don't do
group.
that either.
Help us make a difference. You're
I
like,
don't do that either. I keep work all the way over to the left, and I keep my personal life all the way over to the right. And the
Yeah.
only time I hang out with coworkers, unless they're extremely special, is after we stop working together.
Right.
It's just, I mean, it's just that's where I make my money. I don't want to have to convince. I don't want to have a pep talk with myself every day to get up to go to work because I don't want to deal with
Hmm.
bullshit that don't have anything to do with my job. And people's fears and ignorance have a tendency to make a combination that makes your job uncomfortable. And management never seems to understand this. Management never seems to
Hmm.
understand that these people acting differently towards you now. These people throwing slurs. These people putting roadblocks in your way. Management doesn't understand how that affects you. They just give you oh, well, just do this, and that's the end of the conversation. So I actually now I don't walk around acting like I'm heterosexual. I just walk around acting like Tim, and most people take that as heterosexual. And don't ask, don't tell.
yeah, but sometimes that you want to pounce on them when you hear them saying all the negative things about
Don't
the
I though?
community.
But see,
Or, it's like, ah, I want to kill you, but
but
let me.
Pierce, I've learned that you learn more when you just shut up and listen.
Yes, that is true.
It's
That is
hard as fuck. It's it's literally like wanting to slap somebody and trying to sit on your hands so you don't do it. But I learned over the years, sometimes instead of snapping on them and correcting them, you sit back and you listen to what their true intentions are, how deep their motherfucking hatred is, so you know how to navigate around that person.
Right.
that is true.
And so you know whether or not you can trust that person. Because I'm very Caucasian with my trust. With Caucasians,
Hmm.
black people are guilty until proven innocent. We're not innocent until proven guilty.
Hmm.
And that's very much how my system rolls. Until you prove to me you're a good person, I ain't fucking with you.
Right.
I need to
Right.
see this. I'm sorry, my years of just giving everybody the benefit of the doubt, long gone. I need to see you a good person before I allow you in my space.
Hmm.
All
They,
right. So y'all ready for this next question? All right. So it looks like Dre and
Yes.
everybody else will not be joining us tonight, but that's okay. Hopefully, we'll see them next week. So we're going to get into this touchy feely question. What concerns you most about the impact of the Trump administration? All the things that you're seeing on social media and the news, just conversations. What concerns you the most about the impact of the Trump administration? Let's go with Donna first.
Well, like I said, I don't really care about politics or politicians, and I know we should because they don't want to run the world, and we live in this world. But I haven't even since he got in office, I haven't even paid attention to what he's doing or what has happened as far as like I know a lot of wars are happening underneath his belt. I know a lot of things are happening in that sense. I know they're trying to stop marriages, gay marriages. I know that. I've heard that being said. I don't know how true that is or has it happened, but I know that's and I want to get married one day. You know, to my boo. She's downstairs though. She's in the basement. And one day I would love to get married. So I'm like that scares me with that. But hopefully after 4 years somebody else will come along to do a better job because his first term he was okay, but this term he's really not doing good at all. He's not. I don't even think. I think that's a clone Trump. I don't even think that's the real Trump. I think the real Trump is dead anyway, because I already know that. But
Ooh,
just the gay marriages. I think that the wars that are coming on, going on with also with China and all these other countries, and they hate America because he's a bully.
they hate
So
Trump. They
that's
hate Trump.
yeah. Yeah, I'm worried about that because who wants to be sitting around and something nuclear bomb falls on your head or so that has to get better and he just has like the guy that just got assassinated. He was underneath his belt and he wasn't a nice person. I heard he wasn't saying nice things. So I think we need to have our own president. I think we need as gay black people, I think we need to get our own little section somewhere on the island, build our own stuff and don't worry about, all that other stuff. Just live our lives and have a tribe but I don't know. I just know he's trying to take gay marriages and I want to get married one day, and I just don't want to be in the midst of the war. And they told me I got to get back in the army again because they drafted people to go back into war. So that's the only biggest thing fear for me when it comes to Trump.
Thank you, Donna. Tim.
My biggest fear with Trump, I don't have a single fear. I have multiple fears with Trump. Um, where are we gonna start? Damn, because he just fucking up everything. Everything. Trump is fucking up
He is.
everything.
I don't think that's the real Trump, but that's my I already know the situation. But go ahead.
Now, South Korea is ready to dig into the United States
Mm-hmm.
over the United States trying to bully Venezuela. Africa is ready to
Yep.
dig in the United States' ass simply because Trump is an ass. China is ready to dig in the United States' ass because China is
Mm-hmm.
ready to be the world's new world leader. And they're moving into that position as we speak. Russia
Mm-hmm.
was shit.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what we did to Russia. Even though Russia was out of control, look at what the fuck we did to those people. They just been sitting and waiting for their opportunity to get back at the United States.
Train on
There are
when he was
currently
like 3 or 4 years
11
old.
tankers off of the coast of Alaska from
Mm-hmm.
Russia and China. They are sitting at our border waiting for some shit.
Yep.
So we are outnumbered, and this man is continuing to fuck with all of these people that have us outpowered, outgunned, and outfinanced.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my first concern. Number two, he's trying to take us back to slavery. All of the museum, not just the museum in Washington, D.C., all of the museums around the country are now distraught because they're not just stopping at that one museum with our historical artifacts. He's doing this at museums all over the country. He is trying to erase our history. let me correct that. He's trying to erase our American history. All of the advances that we've made in the last 30 years, he is taking them away and scaling us back to before we had any of these rights. And then we're black gays. So he's also trying to send us back to slavery. Indentured servantry is what they're trying to call it now. Slavery is what it is. I mean, my God, it's Trump is. When I hosted this show, the reason why my questions were turned in late because I was debating between the topic that I chose and Donald Trump. Like, and the fact that, and God knows my heart, I don't wish death on anybody. But the fact that we are murdering each other at astronomical numbers every day, and not one of y'all that are out here killing each other can point the fucking gun at the right person, pisses me completely the fuck off. You can kill anything that looks like you, but not one of us could have the slip or the fall or the luck to aim that gun at just one motherfucking person that would alleviate every fucking thing that we're going through. I don't wish death on anyone. But I'm just astounded that we're killing each other every day, and nobody has thought to erase the person that's trying to erase us. Nobody has thought to try to get rid of the person that is trying to put us back in chains.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, this is something that I think about every day. There is at least there's not one day that goes by that at least one point in the day that I don't think about Trump, the shit he's doing, and the people who voted for him, the black people that voted for him, and the Latinos that voted for him, because those are the demographics that he's been coming after ever since he got in office. And I just sit and I wonder how those people actually feel about the fact that they voted for that man. I don't wish anything bad. Well, I ain't gonna say that because I do. Because you helped get us in this shit, even though he was gonna win anyway, because Elon Musk acknowledged that he rigged the election, so he was gonna get in there regardless. But just the fact that you thought this was a good idea, just how you feel, like it's just like this is a terrifying time, but at the same time, the world is without a shadow of a doubt learning that everything started with us. Everything came from us. Africa is finally woke. Now that Africa is finally rising, look at what is happening to the people who did this to us. Because it's not just the Caucasians in this country. It started in Europe. And Trump's actions are actually accelerating the fall of the colonial empire. We're watching history right now because the colonial empire has had a control over the world for centuries, and they're losing it. And the one good thing that Trump is doing is helping that out. But yeah, that I think about Trump on a daily basis. I think about that man like a romantic interest. Your day on your mind every day, Trump on my mind every fucking day. That's why I'm always upset, I guess. That's why I always look angry. Because I'm just thinking about Trump every fucking day. Just, damn. But that's my answer.
Romantic interest. Oh God. This is definitely some difficult times. I think for people born in our era, we probably didn't think we would be here. This feels
Mm-mm.
more like our grandparents' generation.
Yes.
But hey, we're here. So we have something that they didn't have, something called history where we can look back and learn, hopefully, and
Mm-hmm.
be able to deal with this. In fact, if you love I Am Me and you follow us, I actually wrote a history blog and I compared this time to the Lavender Scare. And that's what it feels like, the McCarthy era. So I'm going to read to you exactly the executive orders affecting LGBTQ plus people. You can go to
Mm.
imecorp.org to read the full blog, but here are some pieces. Executive Order 14187, halting federal funding for gender affirming care for minors. Executive Order 14183, banning transgender individuals from serving in the military. Executive Order 14168, removal of LGBTQ plus references from federal websites and documents, which is just essentially erasing our history, erasing our celebrations, erasing anything and everything about us. Executive Order 14173 dismantles diversity, equity, and inclusion, which, Black people get a cold, Black LGBT people have the pneumonia, right? And Executive Order 14075 rescinded, which is protections against conversion therapy, affirming care and safe environments for LGBTQ plus you. So if you wondered about the mental health issue for LGBTQ plus children, you need to really worry because now they will be the ones that could be socially adjusted will probably be in conversion therapy. And true to sense, when you think about history, people when they dial back, they don't just stop. They continue to go all the way back. And just like I said earlier, my fears of us being labeled as psychologically unfit, which is us ending back up in the DSM, means that we'll have trucks pulling up, picking us up, and instead of us wearing gold chains and all of that, we'll be wearing a nice pair of probes on the side of our head. All of us will have a haircut like Donna, shaved on the side, the probes on, and our brains getting fried, which is
That's
the
not.
fears. Um, Tim said slavery. I think we will wake up a little bit before we get to that point. I think Black people will have sense enough to wake up before we get to that point, but I don't think they will care enough to take care of us. I think they will be okay with us in the back of paddy wagons. I don't think they'll fight for us. And I think it's important for us to come together. Let's get over our differences. All of this, let's separate the QT from the LGB. We ain't got time for that. We got to get boots on the ground because there is no separation. We gonna all be in the same damn room, fried, died,
I,
laid to the side. Ain't that what our parents say? Brains
mhm.
fried.
Not to interrupt you, but I think one of the worst things that happened in our community is when they broke down to all these different flags because
Mm.
it separated us as a people. Everybody is pro their flag when it used to be we were all pro us. It didn't matter if the
Right.
person standing next to me was trans or queer or gender fluid, or it's so many different it's so many different classifications now. But
Right.
when we were just one people, it was stronger and it was less division amongst our own community. Now we're divided as a community and trying to stand whole, but everybody is standing behind their own flag instead of the rainbow,
Well,
which
guess
is
what?
all
We
of
need
us.
to
Mm-hmm.
take the flags and put them on one little banner and let's rock and roll because we got work. As you know, being black in general, we got work. But then once your community turns against you, meaning the black community, then that's just us left to fend for ourselves and
And that,
praying that the white
But we
community,
all
the white LGBT community, will kind of drag us along. But for how long? Because
get.
there are a lot of white people in the community that are racist. So at
and
some point, we got to look out for ourselves.
and most of them are the ones that are running the community.
Right.
And
Taking over
most of
black
Most,
them are the
communities
ones
too.
that voted for Trump.
bow.
But we need to be unprogrammed. That's what we all of us black people need to be unprogrammed. We have been programmed to hate each other. We need to be unprogrammed and get it together and know that we need to come together. But we've been programmed to hate each
Yeah.
other from rap videos, from movies, TV. We've always been the center of drugs, gang violence, etc. So that's what we've been programmed to think that we are. We need to be unprogrammed. Maybe that's
It's
when we'll
not
come together.
just the programming goes so bad. It's in every aspect of our culture. And the
Hmm.
things that you see on TV are the things that people around the world see on TV. And they see baddies and they see housewives and they see Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And
Yeah,
that's the depiction that people are
yeah.
getting around the world as to how Black Americans are. They don't see
Hmm.
positive things anymore. When you listen to music, you don't hear any music about unity anymore. They won't publish that. They won't support artists, Black artists, who have a positive message for the community. If they're not spitting things that are destruction, they're not big.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And our
Exactly.
kids inhale this stuff. They live by the lyrics of these songs. They live by the things that they see
Yeah.
on these videos and in these
Yeah.
movies. The games that you have them playing, Grand Theft Auto,
Mhm.
that generation is out here on the
Yep.
roads now and they are driving and acting and doing the shit that they grew up playing on Grand. I swear on everything I love. Like the programming is
I would not
so
let my.
deep and they've convinced us that this is our culture. And the young people they
Hmm.
just didn't grabbed it and accepted it. And a lot of these things that are in our community aren't even of us. The no snitching, that wasn't introduced to our culture by us. That was introduced to our culture by Caucasians. So we will stop reporting what is happening to us
You know, right. Exactly.
so that we won't reach out for
Hmm.
any help for us. The no snitching thing
Yeah.
has is ground into our existence. And if you don't live by that, you are
Yep.
outcast and you're alienated. Most of the
Yeah.
wholesome
Me
ways
too.
of our culture have been reversed. Everything is upside down with the gay with the young with youth period, not just our youth. Everything is upside down. What
Hmm.
is right is now wrong, and what used to be wrong is now right, and everything is acceptable, and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't pitch my
Yeah.
lifestyle or try to force my lifestyle on anyone, because I know everything about this style, just like any lifestyle, is not flawless. This lifestyle is very flawed.
Right.
And I don't try to invite people into this. If you're already here, I will mingle with you. If you're on the outside looking in, I'm not going to be the one that grabs your hand and pulls you into this.
Yeah.
It's and when you try to talk to them, it's like they feel attacked. So whereas to
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to work with youth. I started working with youth when I was still a youth. I was a teenager in my hometown, and it was a community dance group,
Mhm.
and we accepted anybody, whether they could dance or not. And through this group, we taught young black people how to stick together. We taught each other how good it feels to function as a unit and to help each other and to be one. And I started doing that
Mhm.
as a teenager. And as a young adult, when I came into Philly, those are the type of things that I was doing. But the youth has changed so much that a lot of them don't appreciate the things that you do for them. None of these kids are raised on love anymore. These kids have been raised on survival, and it's so hard to reach
Mhm.
them.
Yeah. Some are so
Bro,
disrespectful too.
we ain't even gonna start on that. That's a whole different show.
Oh my God. You know what else I noticed about this administration, and I'm not sure if you guys noticed. Do you realize with the Charlie Kirk situation, before they actually found the suspect, they was throwing out the whole trans agenda? That was like the trans this person. And I'm like, how come it seems like being trans is just being thrown into any and every situation? And
To make
it's
it
like
Right.
you're trying to incriminate the trans population community, excuse me, community population, but then I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it's a gateway to getting all of us. So if we can get the trans community and make them look bad, make them look dysfunctional and mentally um
incompetent
incompetent. There you go. Then we can take that once we do it to them and do it to everyone else within the community. I just feel like it's just a bigger plan. It's a bigger scheme they have going on, and they're gunning for us. But I thought it was very strange. This man just gets shot. Would he get shot in the neck, or was it the neck or the head? And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden he got a
Like that.
trans boyfriend or something. It's something. All I saw is just trans. I'm like, what the difference?
I
He
didn't
got
hear that
shot.
part.
Yeah, he got shot. What does the trans part, the
Has to do with it.
partner, have to do with it? Why are you including the community in
They
it?
could put anything in
Okay.
the news and people run with it. They put anything in the news or make a narrative and people run with it. I don't believe none of the, nothing. If I wasn't there and I didn't see it happen and I wasn't, I'm not believing nothing they say.
It's a shame that you really can't. You have to question everything.
Yeah, everything. They could just the news could say anything and people run with it. I don't do
Fox
that.
News is
I
a
don't
prime
do that.
example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's right here. I'm looking at it in the New York Post. It says, read Tyler Robinson chilling confession to trans partner about Charlie Kirk's murder. What does the trans person have to do? I'm just afraid.
Yeah, they just want to use. They always use the LGBT
Nothing. It's
community
just
for
an
something.
opportunity to take another stab. When people want to control how people look at you, they put you in a negative light as often as possible. So,
Uh,
you know,
Right.
this is a very negative thing. So You toss it in there because
Right.
this is a
Probably
negative
not
thing.
even.
That's a negative thing. Hey, put them together. It's a majorly negative thing. Like,
So
so
why go blow up HBCUs or threaten the HBCUs, and then a young black boy got hung,
hmm
and they're trying to overlook that and say, maybe it was suicide. So it's just so much
But
hatred.
did you find out? Did you hear that they found a second body
No,
hanging
I
from a
did
tree,
not.
and it was a white man?
Mm, 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 mm.
What?
So it seems like they're trying to start a race war.
Yeah, if I don't see that for myself, if I ain't see that person hung in the air or in the tree or whatever, I don't believe none of that. I'm sorry. I don't run with the narrative. I'm too smart for that. I gotta see for myself. All that telling me in the paper or in the news, this happened and that happened. Nah, I don't believe that.
I
Yeah,
could
because the
agree with
news,
you with that,
the
Donna.
news the news is disregarding the fact
They
that
got the power.
he was hung. They're reporting that he died, but they're not reporting that he was
Yeah,
hung.
they changed. Yeah, I don't believe none of that.
Yeah, but
They're saying it's
here
no
it
foul
is.
play.
Conspiracy or not, just stop trying to take our community and find a way to just make us look horrible and insert us into your agenda, because I'm just tired. Whatever the plan is,
Yeah,
just
that's
say what it
wrong.
is and
That's
let's
wrong.
be done with it. Bring it out so
But
we can get this over.
that's what government that's what our government does. This is what they've always done. You know what I'm saying? They paint the narrative that they want to sell, and then give it to us.
Yep. And we
I mean,
believe it.
just the simple fact that that man was hung, and they're reporting that he died, and they're literally reporting that there was no foul play. Like I literally looked at the article where they said that there was no foul play when that young man got hung from his neck, hung by his neck. Like
Okay.
it's like the way they're switching the narratives around. It just if you were in a place that
Who
didn't
can you believe?
if you were in a place that didn't have access to a lot of TV, and down in Mississippi and Louisiana and places like that, there are a lot of places that they go to the diner to watch the news. They don't have a TV in their home.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
And there are a lot of people that everything they see on the news, they believe it because that's one of the only three channels that they get.
That is true. Shell Paul said, I just left Mississippi and the judicial system is different. All
It's
right. So
different as a
let's
word.
so let's go with the next question. I knew that one was going to be a little bit deeper. So this one, and I ask that y'all answer truthfully. As a black queer person, what fears do you experience when navigating predominantly white spaces or organizations? Tim, would you like to go first?
Sure. I mean
Question, because
the 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 intimidation factor. Um, Caucasians are very comfortable when you're the type of person that likes to be led. But when you are intelligent and you have a sense of leadership, even if you're coming to work and you're conforming, they have a problem with you being there. If they see that the employees come to you with situations before they come to them, that's a threat that they control. And that's the type of person that I am. Whenever I come into a job, I gather as much knowledge as I can as far as the functions of the job, the computer functions, and any functions around me. Even if it's not my position, I learn all of it. So I'm the type of person, most places that I work, that you can come to me and you can ask me, and I'll give you a legitimate answer. And if I can't, I'll send you to the person that can. And they don't like that. They like the employee that will have that their check will get messed up, and that employee will complain for 3 weeks about the check get messed up, but not contact human resources to get their money situated. I'm that employee that will find out who the head of the company is to make sure that I get my money that you owe me. I'm not going to go through this for 3 weeks with you. And people have a tendency to not like that type of employee. They want you to come
Mhm.
and do whatever they tell you to do, and whatever they do to you, it's supposed to be cool, and you're supposed to come back tomorrow for the same shit. I have too much experience in too many different lines of work to tolerate that. If I come in here and I do good work for you, you don't have any problems out of me. You go in that office, you look at my folder, there's nothing in there. The only thing printed on that is my name at the top. No, I'm not going to tolerate any inconveniences out of the ordinary. Because why should I?
Mhm.
When I'm smart enough to handle my business if you don't handle my business? I'm so upset that you're mad that I talked to your boss's boss, but you weren't doing your job. You didn't handle that for me. So I continued up the ladder of succession. It's I've never been I've always been a humble person, but there's only certain things that I will allow you to do to me because there was a large portion in my life where I didn't have control over the things that people did to me. So as a grown man, it's very important for me to control as much as my direction and destiny as I can and leave the rest to God. That's my answer.
Thank you, Tim. All
Amen.
right,
Amen.
Donna. Need the question again?
So fears,
As
yeah,
a
please,
black queer
about
person, what
fears.
fears do you experience when navigating predominantly white spaces or organizations?
Well, the only like when I could say predominantly white that I've been in, like as far as like is was the military. Um, as far as that, I can't even answer that because I don't even have any experience as far as when it comes to that, as far as organizations or like any spaces with like any like work wise. Is it does it mean work wise or just out and generally in the
It could be
world?
both. When
Because
you go into white spaces like parties, anywhere, organizations.
I have like I said, I hang out with a few like maybe I say that like I'll say about 8 to 10 white people that they'll call me up and say, "Hey, we going to the bar and we going to have some drinks." And um, I don't even think they look at me and say, "Oh, she's black." They just see me as a person. I never felt like I had to like not be me because I'm who I am in that space. Um, in the military, no, it was predominantly a white. The army was predominantly like a white place. A lot of white people, a lot of higher ups being white. No fears there. Like I said, I can't even really answer that question because I don't have no history of that. Like so, no, I really can't even go in depth with that question.
Thank you, Donna. Oh
Yeah.
man, so this question, okay, for me, nonprofit founder, owner, and being a black woman,
Yes, you are.
I feel like when I enter white spaces, They expect you to come in not knowing your shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
um
how do they react when they find out that you know your shit?
oh, I'm sorry. Or it's the blank
Excuse me.
stare, or the quick walk away because they don't
Mm-hmm.
want to engage in a conversation with you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
um but mostly my fear of going into white spaces and organizations when it's just me and a few other black people that's around. I do not want to be your token. That is my fear.
Mm.
I refuse to tap dance. I refuse to be Uncle Tom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how I could benefit. I'm not willing to kneel. Call me foolish, call me whatever you need to, but you won't be calling me
Mm-hmm.
Santa. Another fear
Oh
when I go into
gosh.
white spaces, and I don't know if this is necessarily a fear for me or more so for them. My fear is that they're going to come out of their face
With the
and
wrong
say the
word.
wrong thing, and my fist is going to cost me a lot of different things that I've worked so hard for.
Oh, God. Right.
Piers,
Um,
you just said three things that I already said. That's why that's why I'm feeling what you saying. Every word that you're saying, I'm feeling it. Proceed. I just wanted to toss that piece of wood in the fire. Go ahead, baby.
yeah, it's not that I fear them. Um, I
Mm-mm.
just
Never.
I fear that our interaction is are going to lead to something terrible.
Uh,
Am I racist? I'm not racist. I can tolerate anyone that shows me love, appreciation, respect. But will I turn up on you in a racist way if you are racist? Yes, I will.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So take
uh,
that how you gonna take it.
right.
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 Pick your
But
battle.
can I say one? Can I add one more thing?
Uh-huh.
Can you believe that I am less tense walking into Caucasian environments by myself than I am
Yeah, I
walking into
can.
African
Oh
American
yeah.
environments by myself?
Yeah, I
See,
can.
the things that happen in white environments, most of it used to infuriate me. Now it kind of makes my dick hard because that's the only way I could describe it. No disrespect, because little old me is the cause of all of this. And when I walk into a room and people go out of their way to be different, indifferent, or difficult, it used to infuriate me. It turns me on a little bit because it's a power trip. Because me walking in the room affects all of these people that I don't give a
Mhm.
flying about. it, it, it's the difference
Right.
between me before therapy and me after therapy. Before therapy, I was ready to tear that fucking room up. Now I really sit back and I observe people and I really think about what they're trying to accomplish. And even if I'm angry, I do the complete opposite of what they are pushing me to do so that I don't take step backwards because of their ignorance. Now, me,
Mhm.
I used to be ready to go. Okay,
Give you
bitch, I'll
go
see you when you get
time.
outside. I ain't gonna fuck up this establishment, but I'll be waiting for you outside. Now is very much okay. All right. And you know, when somebody's doing everything they can to get under your skin, and you do things like walking over and standing next to them and smiling, or standing where they can see you all night and enjoying yourself. And I'm the type of person that I
Hmm.
just have this natural thing where I just draw people to me. And I'll stand in front of people that despise me and have a good time all night long. I'll stay there an hour longer than I had even planned to, just to do what you had anticipated on doing to me. You know? So yeah, it's crazy that the experiences that I have with Caucasians are so vicious, but I'm still not bothered when I walk into a room of them, because I used to feel like they had control. As an older man, I know that I have control over these people. You might have more finances than me. You might have a position at work higher than mine. But when it comes down to just you and me, there's nothing about you that's superior.
Right.
And sometimes you have to make people who try to do fucked up things to you feel fucked up. You have to let them experience what they had planned for you. And at the end of the night, when all of y'all are red as a motherfucking beat, and I done enjoyed myself, and I done fucked with y'all and ruined y'all's night enough, then I can happily take my black ass home. That's the difference between Tim 2025, Tim 2016. Tim 2016 was ready to go to jail. Tim 2025 got things to do. You're not important.
Hmm. Exactly.
I get it
I
because
don't fit
Pierce at
with people.
16 was running up in the white
Woo!
girl's house behind them. Lock and step. You running, I'm running. Right
Yeah.
behind you into your
Mhm.
house with your mama.
I remember them days. I remember them days.
Yeah.
But
And
we gotta be better.
we do. I think it's something that comes with maturity in time. A maturity in time, but yeah, no, I'm never scared to walk into a room alone, arena alone, or auditorium alone, and be the only black man. I'm never.
I don't fit nobody like
I
that.
know that's right. So
I used to travel all by
Hmm.
myself.
I guess the last question of the night. If if given the choice, would you choose to be queer but a different race? Do you think your experience will be easier or different?
No.
Let's pick Donna.
I'm I don't know. I think it wouldn't be it would I think it would be different if I was to be a different race and be queer. Um because like I said, our community, our black community they are the worst. They are hard on each other. We don't have each other's back. Other race stay like the Chinese. Let me be Chinese. Shoot, I probably have my own Chinese restaurant on the corner somewhere. No, I don't. I would if I was to be queer and being I would definitely be Chinese. I would be
Oh my god.
I would be a China lesbian. But no, but reality no, I think I love my community like I said, but yeah, I would definitely if I was to like want to change my race as being queer, I would definitely go to be a Chinese person and live good.
Okay, okay, too.
Um, Donna, I actually agree with you. No, I really do. I have Asian friends that I used to entertain with, and I love them so much. Their unity is different, and
Okay.
it's more like it's more like how our families used to be when I was young. the extreme unity, and will you get your ass whipped 3 times before you got home and then get your ass whipped again? Like that type of, we had that type of unity in our black communities and our black neighborhoods. We didn't have to sleep with the
Right.
doors and windows locked. And I'm not going to say you didn't have to worry about your children, but you didn't have to worry about your children in the way that you have to worry about them now. And gay Asian culture, from my experiences, was a lot like that. Um, I'm gonna go back and say I don't wish I was any color other than black. But if I were, it would probably be Asian. It would be Asian. Um, because the whites are, they're really treacherous to each other. It's not just us. They really are like that to each other too. And the shit that I
Yep.
watched them do to each
They are.
other and still claim a friendship, bitch, you would have disappeared and they would have never seen you again. Your ass would have been buried somewhere in the fucking Poconos for doing that to me. But I mean, but they do nasty shit to each other on such a regular
Yeah, they
basis.
do.
That's the norm for them. So I wouldn't want to be Caucasian. I mean, I know that's a lot of people's dream, but it's not mine. Not mine.
Not money.
Um, yeah, that's my answer.
Oh man, both of y'all want to be Asian. Um to answer this question, right? Because I don't know about y'all. I'm a spiritual person. I do believe that we reincarnate. So just for the experience, I would love to try it with all the races just to see what it's like. And let me be
Oh
white,
wow.
one life. Let me be Asian. But ultimately, I have to always return to the triple black. I have to live
Oh
many
yeah.
lifetimes no matter how effed up our community is or what we do to each other. I love being black, and
Right.
I hope
Me too.
hopefully maybe in one of these lifetimes that I will live, I'll get to see us in unification. Or maybe I can remember a time
I
when
hope so.
we were unified,
Right.
whatever culture we
I
lived
hope
in.
so. We would be powerful.
So that is my
Mm-hmm.
answer. I would try it all, maybe for a day, but I
Hmm.
have to be black for
Oh,
All
it's
years
such
year
a
and
round.
beautiful
months
thing.
and
Despite
lifetime.
despite all the challenges, it's such a beautiful thing. I would never
Right.
trade it for anything. I would never.
Nope.
Being
Nah.
black is a beautiful thing. I would never trade it for anything. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They in the same breath that they down us, everything they do
Mm-hmm.
mimics us.
Yes.
They go get our lips.
Right.
They go get our cheek. They go get our chins.
Yep.
They go get our asses. Then they
Get
lay
our
out in the sun and try to
hairstyles.
get our complexion. Right.
Yep. And get
And
burnt.
it's we don't have to try. I
Still our
wake up this
history.
morning. Yes, I wake up every morning this beautiful. I don't have to
Yes.
lay under anything. I ain't gotta go get nothing shot in my face and my ass. I ain't gotta have shit in my face piled up so that my shit don't even move. Some of them you gotta guess when that bitch is talking because her lips don't move. Like no, we don't.
Yeah.
You looking around looking for a dummy or something. This bitch is a ventriloquist through the whole conversation. Lips ain't moved one time. No, no.
Oh God.
And you just looking at
Oh
her like,
God.
girl, didn't they tell you a closed mouth don't get fed? You better say.
Right.
Woo. Yeah, yeah, our black is
Oh
beautiful,
God.
It
despite the
It
really
challenges.
is.
is.
Can't.
And I love one of the things that I love about us, and this is just for the youth. We are so creative that we create languages and they have the nerve to tell us that it's slang. It's just that black people aren't wordy. We don't need to say several big words to get a point across. We
Mm-mm.
just say, and we get it. We don't have to, well, Chuck. No, not
Right,
to make fun, but and I hate, the way that we speak is looked down upon when
Yeah.
no, we just get it done quicker. We don't need to be wordy. We don't need to just to say one thing. And I love that about our
right,
culture.
right. Because
The why.
we could type 5 letters, and that'll be a whole sentence. I know you fucking lying.
Right.
I know you fucking lying, and it's just 4 or 5 letters, but we know what that means. Look, the funny thing
Right.
about it is, I was on Facebook the other day, and and how they had them
Mhm.
posts where you black if you know what this means, and it'd be like 32 fucking letters,
Uh-huh.
Oh,
and you look at that shit, and you better have your ass in this house before them
Yup, I
lights come
knew what
on,
it
or I'm
was
gonna
too.
fuck you up. And I looked at it and I immediately knew what the fuck that said because my mother used to say that to me all
right.
the time. That's
Oh,
our people. That's what we do. Now you put that in
We
front of
had
anybody else,
something
and
too.
it's just a whole bunch of fucking letters just sitting on a piece of paper.
They wouldn't
You slide across the table at Peirrce, Peirce gonna bust out laughing because she know what the fuck that means. I slide it over to
right.
you, you gonna bust out
Exactly.
laughing because you know what the fuck that means.
and
Our
that's
people,
who we are.
our people.
All right. So, do we have any
Um,
questions for each other based off of everything we said tonight about fears? How do y'all feel about talking about 'em? Do you feel a weight lifted?
it was a
It
good
was.
session.
It feels like a
I don't.
woo. It feels like them Irish Spring commercials,
Yeah.
like a breath of
Right.
fresh air.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be harder than that,
No,
It
it's
was
not
definitely.
only
hard.
it was only a couple of us, so we got through quicker. If we had the whole panel, it might not have went this smoothly, but I think it would have been an amazing show because after we got into the
Right.
questions, they took some thought, but they weren't as heavy as they seemed when I read them.
Right.
When I
Right.
read
It's
them,
all
it was
about your
like, oh shit!
interpretation.
Like I had some sweat ran across the top of my forehead. I was like, oh shit, man. But yeah, yeah. This was really a good show, Pierce. That was an excellent topic.
Mhm.
The
That was an
fears.
excellent
Yes.
topic. I wish we
Well,
could come back and revisit it next year or something so that the whole panel can actually.
maybe
Hmm.
we will. But
Yeah.
next
Hmm.
week's topic, we're going to discuss the question that everyone's probably been wanting to talk about. And hopefully the whole panel come on. Should the QT and the LGB be separate?
What? Fast
Those
forward me to next
questions.
Tuesday. Fast forward me to next Tuesday.
So the questions will be
Uh,
based
uh,
upon that. And hopefully, when you get to the end, you'll be able to tell me, do you think we should be separate? Because I'm pretty sure you're all right. So, Tim, just tonight, do you think we should be separate?
No. If there's any time where we really need to be together, it's now.
Okay.
no, keep it where it's at. Don't
Donna say
separate it.
don't
Do
separate
not
us.
Don't
separate.
separate
I
it.
say don't separate, but we're gonna
Oh,
find out once all these questions is asked and it forces you
Okay.
to open your mind.
Right. Well,
Do you think
I'm
we should be
always
separate?
open to more knowledge and suggestions.
no separate. No, I don't
I
like
don't like
division.
division
I
either.
don't like
I don't either, but sometimes being a rock is a blessing and sometimes it's a curse. And sometimes when you just stick to what you know and you don't try to learn anything on top of what you know, sometimes you are wrong for the right reasons. You're wrong because you're wrong, but you're right because you're standing up for what you believe in, even though your ass is wrong. So, you know,
Right.
That's something to sleep on and think about. Should the LGB and the
Okay.
QT or TQ be separated? Are we helping each other's causes? Or are we hindering each other? Think about it. We're
that,
going to talk about
that's
it next week.
Right.
that's kind of what I was saying. That's
Okay.
kind of what I was saying earlier about the separation when they introduced all these flags. So I'm not gonna say no more about it. I'll save it for next week. But that damn Pierce, that's a good topic. That's another good topic.
Gonna talk about it in blackness. All right. So
Hmm.
nobody else has any more questions, nothing for each other.
No, y'all were the best.
Thank you. You
Well,
too. You
thank you.
too, Tim.
I always have a good time with all of y'all. Well, with you guys and the rest of the panel when they come. All right.
I
Well,
really have a good time with the panel because it's like being with a group of brothers and sisters. Because we're all cool, but we don't agree on everything all the time, and it's okay.
yep, it is okay.
Yeah. As long as you keep it
Right,
And
respectful.
we don't
right.
ever agree on everything.
Nope.
No show. None of the
That would
shows.
that would be a boring ass show though. That would be a really boring show.
Right.
We all just say the same shit. That's my answer. That's my answer.
Let's tell everybody good night until next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Join us for In Black when we discuss. What are we discussing, y'all? Should we separate the
The
LGB
LGBT
separate from the
separated.
TQ? Y'all have a whole 7 days
Ooh.
to think about it.
Good
Just tell
night.
them good night, y'all.
Y'all be
All
safe.
right. Good night,
Be
Good
Tim. Good
blessed.
night,
night, Prince.
Good
everyone.
night.
Good night. Back.